Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to this ATS Devar. My name is Josh Gerhardt. I'm a Baltimore NCSY alumni. And this week's Parsha is Vayigash. But before we get into the topic of Vayigash, I want to talk about Hanukkah. Hanukkah, we just had it, and it ended Monday. And a big part about Hanukkah is the whole purity aspect. Finding the pure oil and Jews remaining pure, all that kind of stuff. And it's not really a coincidence that Hanukkah and the whole story of like Yosef being sold into Egypt and all that kind of stuff, it's not really a coincidence that it falls out around the same time. Because if you really think about it, Yosef's story also has a whole bunch of purity aspect to it. The only reason Yosef got to where he was with the viceroy and everything, that was all because of the fact that he remained true and pure to himself. With the whole Potiphar's wife incident, and just no matter what, he always remained pure, and he was just very okay, I got this, I'm staying true, this is what Hashem and my father want me to do, So, flash forward a little bit to this week's Parsha, when Yosef meets up with his brothers and, rejoice and everything. And then somehow, they manage to tell Yaakov without him collapsing and, all that stuff. But it's funny, actually. The first thing that Yaakov says is that, and it's not really funny because everybody would say that if they hadn't seen their son for that long, but he says, I need to see him before I die. No, that's not really funny. But the funny thing is how he said it. He said, I need to see him before I die. Now, why not, I need to see him and we can all get back together and have brunch or something. Egyptian brunch is pretty good. But no, he said, before I die. Now, why? Why does he say that, you ask? Oh, yes. Well, the thing is that he believed his sons when they said, yes, he's alive and everything. That wasn't the whole issue. The issue was that he wanted to make sure that the Yosef that was in Egypt was still the Yosef that left his house so long ago, and not of course the same Yosef. What I'm referencing is his whole spiritual aspect, his whole pure aspect, if that was still intact. Now, of course the question still stands, why before I die? So the reason is because Yaakov felt that, and it's not he felt it was true, that the rest of the kids were very holy. They were all very spiritual and very pure. He wanted to make sure that Yosef was pure, so if the entire family was pure, Yaakov would have completed his goal in having an entire, very pure, very spiritual, very good, perfect family, and then he would be able to die. That would be his goal. So that's why he went. Another very important thing is that in this week's Parsha, Yaakov actually gets referred to as Yisrael again. And, why is that? So, I guess the simple answer would be is that he finally got his nevuah back. So, that's now that leads up a whole nother question of where'd his nevuah go in the first place? So, let me check my notes. So, when someone's sad, it's near impossible to help be with Hashem and just have a connection with Hashem. It's almost impossible. And we can see this, that Yaakov, who was one of our forefathers, such a holy guy, if he couldn't connect and he lost his nevuah just by being sad, think about us. We're just average, normal people. Isn't that wow? So this is I'm just gonna end off with this. Is that we're all on the path. We all try to help other people. So when you try to help other people try to climb their religious ladder, if you will, a very important thing to remember is to always before you just kind of like jump on and be like, "Yay, Torah!" I mean, that's good. You should do that also, but you should make sure that they're happy first, and you should make sure that they have a positive outlook on life. Because if they do, not only does it help your goal to help them, but it makes them enjoy it so much more. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys off. Have a good Shabbos, and remember to always be happy.